Namaskaram, Namaste, a very, very good evening to all respected students.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaste,
Namaskaram,
sir.
ma'am.
Pranam,
Namaskar,
sir.
sir. Namaskar.
Pranam.
Namaskar,
Namaskar.
sir.
Pranam, ma'am.
Namaskar, sir.
Yes, sir.
Namaskar. Namaskar. So I welcome you. Vanakkam,
Namaste.
Maya. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste. Namaste. So I welcome you all. Namaskaram, a namaste, a very, very good evening to all students. I welcome you all to the session 2 of Let's Learn the Basics of Astrology. Now, here, you all need to keep this in mind. Everything is in the basics. There is nothing beyond the basics. Everything. Even when we are going to whatever I'm teaching students in the higher class, whatever I'm going to teach students in the advanced courses, everything stems from, everything goes back to the basics. So since this course, this class is being offered to you absolutely free of cost, make use of it, because you don't even have to spend your hard-earned money attending classes, paying money for classes. If you just put all your attention here itself, it is more than enough, because there is nothing beyond the basics. Everything starts and ends with the basics. The only thing that you need to do is, maybe in the higher classes and the advanced classes, I aid you to think, I facilitate you to think. But here you just need to take the additional effort to think by yourself, and you would definitely get the answers that you need. And obviously you all need to think as well. Right? The more you think, the more you contemplate upon, the more you would become good, professional, wonderful astrologers who can serve the community and, most importantly, serve thyself. Again, let me remind you of what was discussed here. As we discussed, everything that is adhered to, everything that is observed, everything that happens around you, everything that you inculcate as a practice in this human experience is encompassed, is within Jyotisha. It is not that your life is separate and astrology is separate. It is not that, you say that, what, I follow astrology, I don't follow astrology, I don't believe in astrology. Astrology does not need your validation. Astrology does not care if you follow it or not, because, believe it or not, because inevitably, whether you believe it or not, you are absolutely following it on a day-to-day basis. Right from the day when you say, today is a Sunday, today is a Monday, today is a Tuesday, you've already started following astrology without even realizing the fact that you're actually following astrology. This is how it is. Right? See, listen carefully here. There is a season when there is a strong wind. Then there is a season when there is a heat, extremely hot. Then there is a season when it is rainy. Then there is a season when it is cold. So here, everything that you see here in this planet Earth, everything that you feel here, experience here in the planet Earth, is embodied in the Rashi Chakra, is embodied in the Rashi Chakra and presented to you in the form of Jyotisha Shastra. Right? There will be an area which will be filled with water. The water content in that area would be a lot. There would be a region which is a mountainous region. There would be a region which is completely arid. There would be a region which is desert. It's a desert. So all of this is kept in mind, and all of this is beautifully fitted in the Rashi Chakra, with which you go about and predict so many things. At the minutest of level, when we say the minutest of level is how you as a person are going to lead this life at this moment. To the expansive level in terms of, how the crops are going to be this season, how the weather is going to be during the season, when there's going to be a rainfall, when there's going to be less rainfall. All of this, from the vast expanse to the minutest, which is what? You are just a speck in this galaxy. For this spec, knowing what is going to happen, when it is going to happen, when am I going to get a job, when am I going to get a child, when am I going to get married, when am I going to get a promotion, how deep can it get? All of this is inculcated. All of this is within the Rashi Chakra. Right? See, I will give you one simple way to look at it. See, you come and today you're doing something. But maybe if you go back to the past, when you go back to your ancestors, when you go back to the elders who lived far, far before you, they would have raised goats, they would have raised cows. So here in the Rashi Chakra itself, you have the symbol associated with goat or the ram. You have the symbol associated with the bull or the cow, which is reflective, which means there is something to do with what you did. There is something to do with your action in the past, in the present, in the future. And it is clearly indicated in the horoscope or in the Rashi Chakra, to be precise. So people reared cows, people reared goats, and they do that. Today, somebody is also into livestock farming. Today, somebody is into something to do with milk. Today, somebody is into something to do with the food business. All of this can easily be connected with the horoscope. Right? That's how it is. So you need to understand one important thing. Animals that live, animals that are around you, there is some form of a common connection between animals and you, or you and animals. There are animals which live in the forest, which you hardly get to see. Do you get to see a lion every day? No. But still, there is a symbol which indicates the lion in the Rashi Chakra. Then there is a symbol which indicates the horse, which is there in the Rashi Chakra. So you should get into this mode of thinking. Why did they put all of this? Why did they keep these animals? Is it just because from far, far away, when they looked into the space, they felt that somebody is telling that my voice is not audible? Is my voice audible and clear to everybody?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
it's audible and clear.
Absolutely loud and clear?
Yeah,
Yes,
very
sir.
good.
Sir,
Sir, it is clear, but it is low actually, little bit low.
Low will be there here, but is it loud and clear?
No, it's
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear, so I
Yes, sir,
don't
it's
think
loud
so.
and
Very
clear.
clear.
See, for
Yes,
somebody
sir.
who's finding that my voice is low, feeble, or if somebody is not able to hear, please go out and rejoin back. Maybe your internet connection is not very strong, right? So here you need to understand that there is some form of a connection between the animals, not just because from far, far away, when you look at the sky, somewhere the cluster of stars looks like an animal. No, it is not just about that. It is that and it is beyond, because you need to think beyond it. There should be some connection between this Rashi, which is symbolic of an animal, and there should be some connection with the human being. And yes, it is. You'll find so many students who are wonderstruck, who are awestruck when I take them through the predictive processes, just using this simple kindergarten techniques or rules, just using the base here, right? So you should keep all this in mind, that there is something in common between us and animals. See, you see the Reserve Bank of India, the insignia, the symbol of the Reserve Bank of India. There you will see a tiger. Why did they have to keep a tiger? They could have kept some other animal. They could have perhaps kept a lion, which looks grander, greater. Why is there a tiger? There should be a reason for that. Then there's also a palm tree. Why is there a palm tree? So everything is symbolic and everything is attached to a meaning. And again, I repeat, whatever you see around you, whatever is there around you, whether it is done with purpose or not, is finally linked with astrology. And that is how big, vast, detailed, and beautiful and wonderful the Shastra is. Everything that you see around you, every practice that you have, every custom that you have, all of that is weaved into Jyotisha. Right? So here, just like that, Mesha Rashi, symbolized by a goat or a ram. Simha Rashi, symbolized by a lion. Why is it? What is it? How can I make use of it? All of these thoughts should come into you. As I told you earlier, I'm just your facilitator in order to go about and kindle the thought, kindle the fire, kindle the enthusiasm that you all have already. It is not that, I'm some special person who's going to give you something. I'm just going to tell you the same thing, though in a different light, which will actually go about and give you the ability to look at things and, most importantly, forecast things from a very different angle altogether, which would flabbergast people around you, right? So here, again, you need to connect this. See, okay, Simha Rashi, ruled by the lion. But why on earth did somebody have a zoo here in the city where they kept a lion in a cage so that people could come and see that lion in a cage? Was it just for the purpose of attraction or recreation? There should be something about it. Why does a big city or a capital city have a zoo? In that zoo, there has to be a lion. What is the significance of it? You should think. In each and every state, it would be the case. Big cities, big towns, right? There would be a zoo, there would be a lion. Why did they have a lion? What is the reason of having a lion? Why did our parents go and take us to these zoos from time to time, to these sanctuaries from time to time? There should be a reason. So it means that there is some form of a relationship between the Rashi, the animal, and the animal in turn with us. There is something in common. There is something in common with regard to the functions that you follow as a human and the functions that an animal follows. And all of this is beautifully integrated into the Rashi Chakra, which you obviously would be studying. See, the 12 parts of your body, you have the 12 Rashis. Just like how we discussed the 12 months, 12 Rashis. So the 12 parts of your body, again, divided into the 12 Rashi. All of this is something which requires a lot of deep attention and deep thought, right? Think about it from that angle. And that is where you need to apply something to do with contemplation. That is where you need to actually go about and apply contemplative astrology and convert that into a Phala Jyotisha or predictive astrology. Because that is the way they came up with astrology. Last week, we studied about the days of the week, the grahas associated with the days of the week. Today, we will be studying about the 12 Rashi, the 12 Rashis in detail. See, this is something that should be known by everybody. That's fine. Even if you know, write it down. For those who don't know, make sure that you write it down because this is an opportunity that won't come knocking your door every day. Right. So first, let me connect the iPad and let me share the iPad with all of you. Meanwhile, what all of you can do is you can cast a empty horoscope, right? Preferably, all of you can follow the South Indian horoscope with me. Why? Because let's follow one style. Parallelly, if you want, there would be the North Indian horoscope as well. But since we are going with Rashi, it's best to start with the South Indian horoscope, which will actually go about and give you an ample way to use astrology in different levels, especially in the planetary combinations class when it came to Nadi system. Then later on, when we are studying Vastu Shastra, all of this, it's extremely important to at least understand the South Indian horoscope or the South Indian style of chart, which is very simple. It's not complicated, right? So let me share this. Let me connect the iPad to the Mac. Just give me a moment. Okay, we will get into this later. First, I want you to cast a empty Rashi chart. Okay. So here you have an empty Rashi chart. This is the South Indian style. This is the North Indian style. Right. Now here you have the Rashis already mentioned for you. So for people in the northern part of India, you can start from here as per the Kalapurusha, right? Though in the North Indian style, this is actually considered as a bhava and not a Rashi. But still, for our convenience, let's put the first Rashi here, which is Mesha Rashi. Right? And you can go on in order, which means Mesha, right? Rishabha, and you can go in this order. For people in the northern part of India who don't understand the North Indian chart, after the class gets over, you can message me. Perhaps I could share you some links where you can understand the North Indian chart. If you do not follow any chart as of today, I would suggest you to kindly stick on with the standard South Indian chart. I'm telling you this not because I come from the southern part of India, but because this actually is useful in more ways than one. That's the only purpose. Now here, you have the Rashi Chakra right here, right? Both of them. Now here, you need to understand one important thing here. Each Rashi, as I told you before, is 30 degrees. Now, what does this 30 degrees signify? 12 Rashis are there. Each Rashi has 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. So it goes on like this, right? So here, first you can write down, there are 12 Rashis. There are 12 Rashis. Before that, you need to keep this in mind. 30 degree is each Rashi. So within this 30 degree is a particular guna, is a particular trait, is a particular nature, is a particular attribute. So every 30 degree, right, a guna or a trait is changing, right? This will have one guna, Mesha will have one guna, Rishabha will have another guna. So from 0 to 30 degree, one guna. As soon as it crosses this 30 degree, another guna. As soon as this crosses this 30 degree, another guna. So each of the Rashis will have a particular guna. This is something that you need to understand. Now write down. There are 12 Rashis, right? The Rashi Chakra is divided into 12 Rashis. In English, how many months do you have?
12.
How many months do you have in English? Okay. I come from Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, how many months? Or for people in the northern part of India, whichever place you come from, how many months do you have?
12 months.
12. So 12 Rashis, we have 12 months. So based on that, you have the division here. So now you need to pay attention here. Rashis, how many Rashis? 12. In this, the first Rashi is Mesha Rashi. The first Rashi is Mesha Rashi. Here we are putting it for our convenience here as Mesha, right? Though the North Indian horoscope is Bhava based. So if you don't understand, message, I will guide you through. So here, the first Rashi here is Mesha. So the first house will be what? Mesha. See here, you should not confuse this here. Instead of Mesha, you should not start with Meena here, right? So the first Rashi here is Mesha. And there is a significance behind it. Why it is the first Rashi. I will tell you that as we move on. And this is where you start with. This is where you start from. Some people would just get confused and they would start from here. That is Meena Rashi. No, you should start from here, which is Mesha Rashi, which is the first. The second Rashi, write down, just because it is written here, it does not give you the liberty of not writing it down. Write down, even if you know, you can write down Rishabha or Vrishabha. That is also a way to write it down. You can write it down that way also. The third is Mithuna. For people in the southern part of India, Tamil Nadu, right? Mithunam. The fourth is Kadaga, Kataka, right? Kadagam, that is also a way to call it. The fifth Rashi is Simha. Simha. The sixth Rashi is Kanya. People in Tamil Nadu, you can write it as Kanni. Tamil Nadu, Kerala. The seventh Rashi is Tula. Tulam for people in South. The eighth Rashi is Vrishchaka. The eighth Rashi is Vrishchaka. The ninth Rashi is Dhanusha. Dhanu. The 10th Rashi is Makara. The 11th Rashi is Kumbha. The 12th is Meenam. This is a structure, okay? This is a structure that you should remember. This is the basic structure. This is the first thing that you need to remember, right? Because it is with this base that you're going to actually go about and navigate to the horoscope, right? And most importantly, the clearer you are here in the basics, not just this, whatever I teach you as the basics here, the more you would be able to shine, the more you would be able to stun when it comes to Phala Jyotisha, when it comes to predictive astrology. The clarity should be here. Everything starts here and everything ends here. The amount of clarity that you have here, that is the basement, that is the pillar with which you're going to predict. There is nothing beyond it. So here you have Mesha, Mesham, Rishabham, Mithunam. So in that order, it will keep coming. Now, again, what I want you to do is, again, cast a Rashi Chakra. Again, cast a empty Rashi Chakra. All of you, again, cast a empty Rashi Chakra. Now, here, you have the same Mesha, right? If you want, you can put it as Mesha here, just for your convenience, right? Here, in Mesha, you write male. In Mesha, you write male. In Rishabha, you write female, which means Mesha is a male sign, Rishabha is a female sign. Right? So again, you can just continue in the same order. What is the order? Male, female, right? Male, female. Same order you have to follow, which would be, again, male, female, male, female, male, female, right? So you can follow male, right? You can follow it like that. So all of you written down, can I have a yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So it is going to be the same order. Okay, now, I just want two or three of you, just two or three of you, tell me which are the female signs. Raise your hands. Don't jump immediately. Raise your hands one by one. Which are the female signs? Any one of you? BG1, Vibha, go ahead. Vibha ma'am, go ahead. Unmute yourself, quick.
Sorry, sir. I forgot to unmute. This is second Rashi, Vrishabha, then fourth, then sixth,
Ma'am,
And
tell
then
the
eighth
Rashi, ma'am. Tell the Rashi. Tell the Rashi.
is Rishabha,
Hmm.
fourth is Kataka, and
Hmm.
then sixth is Kanya, eighth
Hmm.
is Vrishchika, 10th is
Hmm.
Makara, 12th is
Hmm.
Meena.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So what do we have?
So,
We have Rishabham, Kadagam, Kanya, Kanni, Vrishchagam, Magaram, Meena. For people in the northern part of India, Rishabh, Katak, Kanya, Vrishchak, Makar, Meen. That's all, right? So all of these are female signs, female Rashi. The rest of them, obviously, they would become male signs. This is something that you need to know, which means with this, what am I going to do, sir? If I see a graha in Kadaka Rashi, then your mind should immediately come into a conclusion that this graha is operating from a female sign. This is the first thing that you need to keep in mind. Or this is one of the things that you need to keep in mind, right? Why? Because the Rashi here, which is Kataka, which is Cancer, which is Kadagam, is a female sign. And there are so many things in this. There are so many things in this. There are so much of intricate predictions that you can make in this. But what does it mean? It just means that a sign which is male is masculine. A sign which is female is feminine. See, here, does it only mean that it indicates the gender of a person? With this gender, how do you predict, sir? With this gender, how do you predict, ma'am? See, some people will be rough and tough, irrespective of whether a person is a male or a female. So, what is it? Male sign. A graha in the male sign. Some people, they may be a man, but the body would be soft, the body would be supple, the body would be smooth, like a silk. So, what does it mean here? It is a feminine sign. So, for this, you use it. What do we have? You have a male, female, male, female, male, female. Alternatively, it goes on. These are some of the main points here. These are some of the main stuffs that you need to understand. Okay. Now, again, cast a empty horoscope, empty chart. Again, all of you cast an empty chart. Now, you have Mesha, which is the first month. Which is the first month of the year? I'm not talking about January, February, no. Which is the first month as per your region? Raise your hands before you talk. Raise your hands before you talk. And when you raise your hands, make sure that the background noises around you is less or zero to be precise. PAX 10, 13.
Month of Chaitra, Chitra.
Month of Chaitra, right? So where now, what you need to do, very good, very good, very good. Okay. Now, in Mesha, you write, now I would be using the South Indian month to be precise, the Tamil month, right? Considering that we follow the solar calendar. We just look at the movement of the sun. So you have the solar calendar which is followed in Tamil Nadu, you have the solar calendar which is followed in Kerala, where you just look into the movement of the sun. So the first month is Chittirai. Now, I have gone into the detail of what a solar calendar is, what a lunar calendar is, what a lunisolar calendar is, where they follow the solar calendar, where they follow the lunisolar calendar. How do you distinguish between all of them? That's there in one of the playlists. You can just go to one of the playlists and check, and that will be there. So, Chitrai or Chaitra, some people call it Chaitro, right? So, Mesh, in Mesha Rashi, right, you have Chitrai. Write down Chitra. Next. What is the next month? What is the next month? Yes, go ahead, Anu.
Sir, Vaishak.
Vaishak, right? In Tamil, you write Vaishak, right? I am putting it as Vaigasi. So same as that. Then you have Jeshta, which in Tamil is Ani. You can write Jeshta, all of you. Then you have Ashadaha, which you can also, in Tamil, it is called as Adi. Which is where, so you have Chitra, Chittirai in Mesha. Vaigasi, Vishaka in Rishabha. Ani, Jeshta in Mithuna. Adi, Ashadaha in Kataka. Right? Now, when you look into the month of Adi or Ashadaha, is there something that you want to share? Is there something that happens predominantly during the month of Adi? During the month of Adi, what happens? You start worshipping Devi. You start worshipping the feminine deities. In some parts of India, what do? Especially young girls, they would put, what is that called? Mehendi, in the hands, right? Because it indicates the onset of the Dakshinayana Kala. In the southern part of India, especially in Tamil Nadu, there is worship of Amman, who is the goddess of rain. See how all of this is connected. See here, we have the month of Ashadaha, Adi, which is in Kadaka Rashi. What is Kadaka Rashi? Is it a male sign or a female sign? It is a male sign. Am I correct? Am I correct?
No,
Female.
sir.
Very good, very good. So it's a female sign. So during this month, which indicates a female sign, you worship a female Devi. Devi worship is performed. Right? So likewise, you have to write for each of them. Right? You can write along with me. So you have Adi, then you have Avani. Each of these months, and the reason I'm writing in Tamil also for you is, you also need to understand there is something called as Vartai Jalam. What is Vartai Jalam? There is something about words. Words itself will actually give you a prediction. Word itself, a word, irrespective of the language it is. There is a commonness amongst all languages too. That would also go about and give you a very deep insight, very deep prediction, which would literally stun people around you, right? So you have Avani, which is the month of Shravana. Then you have Purattasi, right? Which is the month of Bhadrapada, right? Bhadra. Then you have Aipasi, which is in Tulam, which is the month of Ashwina or Ashwin. Please write down. See, you see this month, Aipasi. See, Aipasi, which is the month of Bhadra or Bhadrapada. See, Aipasi. Pasi in Tamil means what? Hunger. So there should be something associated with hunger and Tula Rashi. Right? These are the little things that I'm just giving you to contemplate upon. Of course, a lot of it is discussed in the courses. And of course, I would add certain things which would help you actually go about and contemplate on things. Right? Next. In which month, right? You have the month of Adi, right? And where does the month of Adi or where does the month of Ashadaha fall? Any one of you? Any one of you? One person?
So Katak Rashi.
Kataka Rashi. Now, there is a significance of the Kataka Rashi. If there is a Rashi which is capable of resolving your debt, if there is a Rashi which is capable of resolving your debt, which means if there is a possibility for you to go debt-free, then it is indicated by Kataka Rashi. It is indicated by Kataka Rashi. Does anybody want to know the logic behind it? Anybody wants to know the logic behind it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, in Tamil Nadu, we have something called as the Adi Tallubadi, which means throughout the year there won't be discounts. But there would be 1 month in the Tamil calendar, right? There would be 1 month in the Tamil calendar, which is the month of Adi, which is the month of Ashadaha, when not exactly Ashadaha. Why? Because we need to also keep this in mind that I'm referring to the solar calendar. A few days here and there only. Gap will be there when it comes to the luni-solar calendar. So during that month, everything is in a discount. Again, here, when it comes to loans, mute, when it comes to loans, which is the bhava which indicates loans in general, I think we are too early for that, but you can just remember it. It is the sixth bhava. So the nivarti for the sixth bhava will be in the 9th and the 11th. So the nivarti bhava becomes Kataka. So whenever somebody is coming to you tomorrow and talking about loans, and if it happens to be the month of Kataka, if you see a graha in Kataka, it should give you a clear insight. Is there something to do with the discount? Is there something to do with the wavering of something? Why? Because Kataka Rashi indicates discount. There is a discount. There is no discount called Avani Tallubudi. There is no discount called Chitra Tallubudi. Any other month you go and you ask for a discount, you're not going to be getting a discount. But during the month of Adi, maximum majority of the shops, big shops, they will have discounts, which is the Adi Tallubudi, which means the Nivarti Sthana for loan happens to be what? Happens to be Kataka. So here, if somebody is taken a bank loan, and if somebody is coming to you, and if it happens to be something to do with the Kataka, some association with Kataka, this, or it happens to be the month of Ashadaha, mostly if it happens to be the month of Ashadaha, then you should think, what does it signify? All that I'm telling you here, or all that I'm facilitating you here, is giving you the opportunity to kindle the enthusiasm, energy within you, right? Okay, keeping this in mind, the reason I wrote the Tamil name is for a purpose, okay? Let us say somebody is buying a car during the month of Ashadaha. Considering that I've also written the Tamil month, what car could he possibly buy? Any one of you? What car would he possibly buy?
Audi.
He will buy a Audi car. If he buys a cycle, what cycle will he buy? Audi cycle. It is not that everybody needs to do that, but this little logic should also be there. Okay, what does it mean? Adi, the month of Adi. What is a car? Adi car, right? So here, this is something that you need to keep in mind. You need to understand. This may seem as simple as it is. This may seem as childish as it is, but when you talk what I'm telling you, that is when you will see the magic around you. Right? So now, if you see a Ashubha Graha, a Pavi in Kadaka Rashi, or if Kadaka Rashi in the horoscope is spoiled, then definitely they will wear spectacles. Then definitely they will wear spectacles. Kadaka Rashi, right? Let's not get into which Kadaka Rashi, which Graha is ruled by Kadaka Rashi, considering the context of what I'm talking now. Here, the same word. Remember, I told you there is something called as the play of words. There is a connection of words. So here you have the word called Adi. In Adi itself, there's a word which is called as Kuriyadi. Kuriyadi. Kuriyadi, which means what? The concave lens that you use, the convex lens that you use in Tamil is called as Kuriyadi, Kuriyadi. So there itself, there is an Adi. So the moment this Adi, which is what? The Kadaka Rashi is spoiled in the horoscope, then this person will wear spectacles. Sir, I'm in Jammu and Kashmir. You're in the southern part of India, down south in Tamil Nadu. There is no Kuriyadi, Kuviyadi here in Jammu Kashmir. That is not the point. Whatever I'm telling, based on the word, based on the logic, you apply, because as I told you, everything is universal. One is connected to the other. Everything is finally one. So you just apply and you see, and you will be stunned with the result. When Kadaka Rashi is spoiled in the horoscope, when Kadaka Rashi is afflicted in the horoscope, then the person will wear spectacles. There would be problem pertaining to one's eyes. One word will be linked with another word, sir. One word will be linked with another word, ma'am. There is something in common with all of that. Right? And all of this is for you to think, for you to contemplate upon. Right? So now let's move back here. So you have I perceive. Right? Next, what is the next month? Vrishchaka. What is the month corresponding to Vrishchaka here? You have the month of Kartigai. Now that is easy, which is Kartik or Kritika for many of you, right? Next, you have the month of Margari or Marga Srishaha. Then next, you have the month of Tai, which is Pushya or Pausha. Then you have the month of Masi, right? Which is the month of Magha. Next, finally, you have the month of Panguni, which is Falguna, right? So all of this is something that you should keep in mind. Why? Because here, every proverb that you listen to, every story that you've listened to, every parable or everything that somebody told you years ago, or some grandmother shared somewhere, is related, is connected. It has a very, very, very deep meaning. And the moment you understand it, it would lead to one door after the other, which would be a gateway to wonderful things, especially when it comes to Phala Jyotisha, right? So here, one you need to understand here is, we have the months, we have the names corresponding to the months, and we have the months corresponding to the Rashi. Right? Here, you need to understand which is the first Rashi here. It is Mesha Rashi. Which is the month corresponding to Mesha Rashi here? It is the month of Chittirai or Chaitra month. So let us say in Mesha Rashi, there is a Shubha Graha. Or in Mesha Rashi, or Mesha Rashi is aspected by a Shubha Graha. Now, you need to understand, why are we doing all this? We are not doing all this for time pass. With this, we need to predict. So, as of now, we have discussed Mesha. In Mesha Rashi, you have the month of Chittirai or Chaitra. So, let us say in the Mesha Rashi, you have a Shubha Graha. Or let us say the Mesha Rashi is aspected by a Shubha Graha. Then it should come to your mind immediately to tell there is a Shubha Karya which will happen in your life during the month of Chittirai, during the month of Chaitra, during the month of Chaitro, whichever it is called. So during the month of Chittirai, there will be a birth of the child. Or you can ask, was there a birth of a child? Did you buy a house? Did you get married? Did you go for a job? Did any Shubha Karya or a good Karya happen in your life during this month? And there is a tick mark, and the answer is yes. Okay, now what if there is a Ashubha Graha here, a malefic Graha, a Graha which is not good? Then it means somebody would have died, somebody would have passed on, some form of a loss would be experienced during this month. This is something that you need to keep in mind. So you should be able to link the Rashi. You should be able to link the Rashi with the month. And you should also be able to give a Phala corresponding to the month with regard to the Rashi. Right? Now, again, in this Mesha Rashi itself, you should write. So you have Mesha Rashi here. Now what I can do is I can just make the screen a little bigger for you. All of you are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, you're able to see the iPad screen, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now in Mesha Rashi, what you can do is just make it bigger. Or if you want, you can write it again also. What you can do now is in Mesha, you write mid-April to mid-May. Mid-April to mid-May, which means this is the corresponding duration as per the English calendar. So what would be next? Mid-May to mid-June. Next, mid-June to
Mid-July.
July. Right. Next, mid-July.
Mid-July
Mid-August.
to mid-August.
Right. Like this, you have to go on filling. So if you go on filling, obviously, you would have to come to the last part here, where it would be mid-March, mid-April. See, I want you to pay attention to each and every word that I'm telling. And I want you to fill all of this. Just because I've stopped filling here, it does not give you the liberty not to fill all of this. Right? So since I have material to cover, you need to fill up all of this, because you need to have your notes to refer upon. You need to have your notes till you finally predict. So here you should know that as per the English calendar, right? Immediately when you're looking at mid-February to mid-March, you should know that it is the month of Magha. You should know that it is the month of Masi. Mid-December to mid-January, immediately you should know that it is the month of Margari. It is the month of Marga Sirishaha. Or to be specific, try to stick with the solar calendar, because for predictive astrology, majority of the cases, especially when it comes to prediction per se, as per the dates, we're going to look into the movement of sun. So when we are looking at, let's say, the month of mid-January to mid-February, then it means it's the month of Pushya, or to be specific, it is the month of Tai, when sun is transiting into Makara Rashi. This is one thing that you need to keep in mind. Each and everything that I'm telling you is fully important, and most importantly, all of it is action-packed, because as you move from one class to another class, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes gets over, that is when the real action will begin, because using this is how you actually go about and collectively go about and predict. So I would want you all to put till the end, till the month of Falguna or Panguni in Meena Rashi, mid-March to mid-April. Right. Please let me know if all of you are done. One yes.
Yes, sir.
All of you are
Yes,
done
sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, look at the Rashi here. Mesha. Mesha Rashi here indicates the goat, or it indicates the ram. Rishabha Rashi indicates the bull, or you can also consider the cow. So here, how does the goat bleat? How does the cow moo? How does the goat bleat? How does the cow moo? The goat, how would it bleat? Meh. What about the cow? Ma. So one is meh, one is ma. So here, look at this here. For Mesha, you have meh, me. For Rishabha also, you have meh, me. Do you see that here? See how, see, though it may sound as childish as it is, there is a may here for Chittirai. There is a may here for Mesha. There is a may here also for Rishabha. And there is a May here for a cow. There is a May here for a goat. How is it? So all these are the main things. Don't think these are the little things. These are the main things with which you actually go about and create an entire stream of prediction, which is beautiful, right? So here you should understand the month. You should understand the corresponding month, which is for the Rashi. You should also know and keep in memory the corresponding month as per the English calendar. Why? Because there is a deep amount of matter. There's a lot of topic just based on all of this. The phala associated with that will come later on, but you need to keep this in mind. So in the month of Chitra, which is the English month, you should know immediately, mid-April to mid-May. In the month of Vaigasi or Vishaka, which is the month, mid-May to mid-June, right? So during December, Vrishchaka, Dhanu. See, in Tamil, they say that when the month of Thai comes, right? When sun moves to Pushya, when the month of Pausha comes, that is when you get a way in life, which means Thai Porandal Vadi Porakkum, which means when the month of Thai comes, a way will come. What happens during the month of Thai? That is when mid-January starts, which means what? A year ends and a new year begins, and you look forward to a new year. You look forward to a new year as a peasant, as a farmer. If you're working somewhere, you look forward to the new year, wherein January goes, February goes, and you're waiting for your appraisal. Or you start. So everything is linked with another thing, irrespective of the culture, old or new. Somewhere or the other, the practice, somewhere or the other, the connection will keep moving on, right? So that is how it is. Again, in Mesha, it is Chitrai, mid-April to mid-May. What happens then? That is something that you need to think. Okay. Now, what I want you all to do is, again, cast another horoscope or a chart to be specific. The horoscope, a chart. Now, you have Mesha Rashi. Write down. Mesha Rashi is ruled by Mars. I'm just going to use the first two letters of the Graha. Mesha Rashi is ruled by Mars. Which means here, if I put Mars here, it means Mars is in his own sign. Now, this is very, very important here. Right? This is very, very important here. Why? Because when a Graha happens to be in his own sign, it is considered to be good. It is considered to be auspicious. It is considered to be comfortable. Let's say I'm staying in my house. I'm residing in my house. What can I do? I have the liberty of so many things. I can eat my food when I want to. I can eat whatever I want to. Whatever I wish to, I can do as per my desire. Right? I am independent. If I want now, I can ask somebody to make tea. If I want now, I can ask somebody to make coffee. I can do what? I can extend my legs and sit down. I can lie down. I have the liberty of all of this, which means literally, technically, logically, kathakali, Bruce Lee, whatever, this thing of independence is there, which means what? This is my Rajya. This is my kingdom. No matter however big or small the kingdom is. Do I have to ask anybody? Do I have to ask anybody to do something if I'm in my own house? Yes or no?
No, sir. No.
So I am independent. Now, let us say I'm not in my own house and let's say I'm going to somebody else's house. Can I just like that? Just extend my leg and sit down somewhere in the house? One day they will allow. The second day, what will they do? Second day, I cannot. Or I won't do that. I don't have the liberty to do that. Let's say somebody has switched on the fan. I would have to request that person, sir, madam, respected sir, respected madam, please can you increase the speed of the fan? I have to request. I am not in independence. So please understand the concept that I'm trying to tell you here. Let's say somebody is telling me or asking me when I go to somebody else's house, so do you want to have a cup of coffee? Maybe in my mind, I will have all the desire at that point in time to ask him for a cup of coffee or ask him for a cup of tea. But I would tell no. In my mind, I will want that cup of coffee. In that mind, oh my God, I just want to have that cup of coffee. But what will he think? What will she think? Just 2 hours back, I had a cup of coffee in the house. All these thoughts will be there, which means in my mind, I will want something, but outside, if I'm in somebody else's house, I have to tell something else because it is not my liberty, which is at control here, but I am at the control of somebody else. Are all of you able to understand what I'm telling you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
when a
Yes.
graha is in his own Rashi, it is considered to be special. It's considered to be good. This is something that you need to keep in mind. That graha will be independent. This is something that you need to keep in mind. I'm independent. I can do what I want to do. This is something that is very, very important. The graha, which is in his own sign, will be independent. Okay. Next, you have Mesha. Next, you have Rishabha. Now, Rishabha is ruled by Shukra. It is ruled by Venus. Now, you need to keep this in mind. Mars is considered to be what? Is considered to be rough and tough. Venus is considered to be soft. Venus is considered to be soft. It is considered to be subtle. It indicates beauty. So there's a stark amount of difference. Remember, I told you every 30 degree, there is a change in the guna. Every 30 degree of the Rashi chakra, there is a change in the trait or the nature. So here one is harsh, which is Mesha. The other is smooth. The other is soft. The other is subtle. So how would this person be? How would this graha, the attributes of this graha be? It would be soft. It would be nice. How are you, sir? Are you good? Are you happy? Are you comfortable? I welcome you to this place. Sir, do you want Bonvita? Do you want Boost? Do you want Maltova? So this is the trait associated with what? Associated with Shukra. Are you good? Are you comfortable? So when you listen to that person itself, there would be a softness. When you listen to that person itself, there would be a peace. There would be a joy. Whereas when it comes to the Rashi here, which is ruled by Mars or which is ruled by Mangala Bhagavan, right? Then here, when the person is asking you something itself, there would be a speed, there would be a dominance, there would be an authority, right? The moment he talks itself, the moment she asks you the same thing which this person is asking you, both of them would be starkly different. How are you? Are you good? How's your father? How's your mother? Why did you come here? When are you going to go? While listening to that person itself, you will get fever. So there's a stark difference in the guna as we proceed from a Rashi. So this is Mars, this is Shukra. What about Shani? Same thing. How are you? How is your father? How is your grandfather? They will start. If they start in the afternoon, when will it end? It will end when the rooster starts crowing. Kuckaraku. It will end in the morning. So it will be very, very slow. So every graha has a nature. Every graha has a nature which it exhibits, which it exhibits as per the Rashi. This is how it is, right? So Rishabha is the second. So you should immediately know that, right? You should immediately know the traits or the qualities. Okay, now here, what does Rishabha indicate? The animal that Rishabha indicates, it indicates the bull or cow. Again, what does Mesha indicate? Mesha indicates the ram or the goat. So now, if you want to know who will get into livestock farming, especially rear cows, rear goats, right? Immediately, which Rashi should you see? If somebody wants to start something to do with, you know what? A milk factory in these days, milk booth in these days, or do something associated with milk, or start a supermarket. The moment you enter into a supermarket itself, you will have bottles of milk, you will have packets of milk. So there is a connection between what? Milk. So you need to convert it to the present times here. Of course, we will get more into it when we get into the KARAKATHWAS. So here, you need to understand one important thing here. If somebody is coming to you pertaining to something to do with a cow, rearing a cow, which Rashi will I look into? I will look into Vrishabha. If somebody wants to do something pertaining to a goat, I want to do some goat farming, I want to do this pertaining to goats, then immediately your mind should go where? It should go to the respective sign. So this is the way you should be able to take. Okay, is that all that I'm actually going to predict using this? No, not at all. See here, the moment you see, let's say Rishabha, let's say you actually see, first I told you what? When it comes to rearing cows, when it comes to rearing goats, this is there. But let us say, here we also need to keep this in mind. If Rishabha or if Mesha is strong or if it is afflicted. So let us say, if there is a Shubha Graha in Rishabha, if there is a Shubha Graha in Mesha, then something to do with, you know what? Something to do with this cow, something to do with this goats is good, is plus, go ahead. But now the other question here is, what if there is something which is not good associated with this Rashi? Then immediately you can ask this question. Let's say for somebody, the Rishabha Rashi in the horoscope is afflicted. You can immediately ask this person a question. In your house, in your family, did somebody keep a cow? Did somebody raise a cow? And did that cow die suddenly? The answer would be a yes. Which also means if Rishabha Rashi in the horoscope is strong, if the sign Rishabha in the horoscope is strong, you can easily go and tell this person that, you know what? Are you living near a Goshala? Are you living near a cowshed? Is there a milk booth near your house? The answer would be a yes. Or in your family, in your ancestry, did you rear cattle? Did they rear cattle? Did they raise cattle? All of you able to understand the concept? Can I have a yes? Can I have a yes? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's get to the next part. Let's say a girl is born with a Mesha Lagna. Let us say a girl is born with a Mesha Lagna. She has a Mesha Lagna. So, Mesha, is it a male sign or a female sign? It is a female sign. Am I correct? Yes?
No, sir. Male
Very
sign.
good, very good, very good. So this woman, this madam who has a Mesha Lagna, will she drive a car? Yes, she will drive a car. Tomorrow, when you're searching out for an alliance for her, seeking an alliance for her, what will she do? She will take the initiative to talk to that boy. Who's this boy? Tell him to come. I want to speak to this boy. Who are you, man? Where are you from? What did you do? Where did you pass your engineering degree? Which college did you study? At least 2 words she has to talk to that boy. She needs to have that sense of authority, or she will be bold like a male. The qualities will be there. So you should be able to tell that. She will be young. She will be youthful in appearance. You should be able to tell that. For anything, she will be the first person who will stand up. She will be the first person who would report. Whoever has Mesha Rashi, Mesha Lagna, first they will come to class. Right? This will be the quality. Why first? Because Mesha, it is the first sign. Why Mesha? It is the first Rashi. So with this, now you write down the rule. To come first in anything. To come first in anything. there should be a Shubha Graha in Mesha. Or you can write down in a better way. To gain fame in any field, put it that way. To gain fame in any field, there should be a Shubha Graha in Mesha Rashi, or a Shubha Graha should aspect Mesha Rashi. A Shubha Graha should aspect Mesha Rashi. All of you written down? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is everything that I'm telling you understandable? Are you able to understand what I'm telling all of you?
Yes, sir.
Is it simple? Is it easy?
Yes, sir.
Can you all give me a job as a teacher? Can you give me a job as your teacher? Do I qualify to be all your teacher?
You are already a
Yes,
professor,
sir.
sir.
True, sir.
Yeah, can you give me one small place to be a teacher? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Somewhere I will become a small teacher here for all of you, right? Somewhere I will sit in one corner and teach all of you. That's it. So here you need to understand Mesha, the first Rashi. So the moment a Shubha Graha is in Mesha Rashi, Mesha, there should be a Shubha Graha there, aspecting Shubha Graha to attain fame in one field, to come first in one field. Now, if there is a Ashubha Graha in Mesha Rashi, or if Mesha Rashi is afflicted, there will be constant struggle to come first. There would be constant struggle to come up. So whatever I'm doing, I'm not able to come to this position, sir. So whatever I'm doing, I'm not able to come to this first place, sir. What is this? Mesha afflicted. See, just you need to look at one aspect of the horoscope. You just need to open the horoscope and just see one thing and you're predicting. That's it. Close the book and give it to the person. Close the horoscope and give it to the person. That's it. One word answers. No blah, 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 blah. Mesha, look, okay, this. One answer you give. One prediction you give. That's it. Right? So, when a Shubha Graha is in Mesha, then what would you say? The top, sir, you're top. That's it. Horoscope is over. The top, sir, you'll be on top, sir. That's it. This is the way you predict. Okay. Now, let's say somebody has bought a property or a land or built a house, most importantly, is built a house. He bought a property out of the town, out of the village, out of the city, somewhere in the outer area of the city. He has built a house. He has built a property. He's the first one to build a property. Immediately you go and ask him his birth details and cast his horoscope. He will be a Mesha Rashi or a Mesha Lagna. Why? Because the first is Mesha. So the first house, whoever builds that first house in that area, he will be a Mesha Rashi or a Mesha Lagna. After him, only all the surrounding houses will come. That's how it is. This is the law. This is the law of nature. The law of nature is the law of astrology. That's how it is. So all this should be kept in attention. Okay. So now you need to understand Mesha is very, very important in the horoscope. See, in Tamil, we call it Mesham. Even if you actually make a small tweak to this name, Mesham will become Mosam. Mesham will become Mosam. Mesha is Mesha Rashi, which indicates what? The first Rashi, which indicates the Ram, which indicates the month of Chitra, all of that. But if you just make a small tweak to this, it becomes Mosam. Mosam means what? Very, very bad. Which means if Mesha Rashi in the horoscope is afflicted, then there's a lot of possibility that a person's life itself can get into problems, difficulties. Right? Mosam means what? Very, very bad. So Mesha is very, very important. Right? See, in Tamil they say, Mudal Konal Mutrunum Konal. Mudal Konal Mutrulum Konal, which means when you start itself crooked. Why start, I'm telling you? Because Mesha is the first sign. When you start itself with a crooked line, how can you straighten it? It is just going to be crooked throughout. So, if the start itself is crooked, if Mesha itself is spoiled, then what more you want to see in this horoscope? Does not literally mean like that, but it just means it is something to do with the beginning. Well begun is half done. So, If Mesha is afflicted, you should now know also what to predict. See, understanding and predicting a horoscope is very, very simple. And I'm just teaching you the traditional route of Parampari Jyotisha, which means you just look into a horoscope and you have the answer right there. So if Mesha is afflicted in the horoscope, now you know what to tell. If Mesha is strong in the horoscope, now you know what to tell, right? Now we are at 8:40, 5:46. All of you want a dinner break, 10-minute dinner break? Yes? Then we can resume.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all of us, we can take a 10 to 15-minute dinner break.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you should know this. Let me connect. Yes, once again. Okay. So we were just discussing about Mesha. Observe carefully, listen carefully. Even if you have doubts after the session, message. I won't respond immediately, but I make it a point that I don't keep any messages unattended. So I will respond to you. But that does not give you the liberty to just like that disturb, right? If you have something which requires clarity, message. I'm always there to give you guidance, right? So Mesha is very, very important. The moment you see the first house of the Rashi, the first sign of the Rashi itself afflicted, you need to come to a conclusive evidence. Oh, there is a problem. Oh, there is a delay. There is a difficulty, right? Remember this one word that I told you, because each and every word that I'm uttering has a meaning, has a significance. Each and every word is worth re-listening again and again. Mesham, the first Rashi. One small tweak, it becomes Mosam. Mosam in Tamil means what? Very, very bad. So from top, here it becomes very, very bad. So look at what can happen. This much of sense you should have while going about and creating a stream of prediction. Right. Okay. Next is Mithuna, which is ruled by Mercury. Please write down Mercury. Next is Kataka, ruled by Chandra. Next is Kataka, ruled by Chandra. Next is Sun, ruled or who owns, who's owned by Sun or Surya Bhagwan. Again, you have Kanya or Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury or Buddha. Now, I have a question for all of you. What is Amavasya? What is Amavasya, or what is also referred to as the new moon? What is Amavasya? Can anybody tell me? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. No, don't just jump like that. Raise your hands. One by one. 2 people enough. What is Amavasya according to you? Rahul, go ahead.
Conjunction of sun and moon.
Sun and moon are close together. That's what you're telling. Sun and moon are in the same Rashi. Correct? Okay. Yes. That is enough. Right here. Now, keep your pens down. Keep the pens down and listen carefully. See here. Listen carefully. Just muting all of you. Listen carefully. Here, where do you see the sun and moon? Sorry, moon and sun, right? It is in this belt here. They're close to each other. Observe carefully. First, the moon comes. Just for your information here, first the moon comes, which means mother is of great importance. Then father. That's why we say Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva, right? So mother is important. This is one part. But let's get back to the topic here. So here you see moon and sun in the same belt. Now, this belt here, which is from Mithuna to Kanya, right, is where you have moon and where you have sun. Where Mithuna being the house ruled by moon After that, Kadaga ruled by Chandra. After that, Simha ruled by Sun. And again, Kanya also ruled by Mercury here. So now you write down. Now, when planets line up from Mithuna to Kanya, when planets line up from Mithuna to Kanya, which means this belt should be occupied by grahas. This can have one graha, one graha, one graha, one graha, two grahas here, one graha here, one graha here, one graha here. Somewhere this entire belt should be occupied by grahas. When planets line up from Mithuna to Kanya, in this family, there would be birth and death during the Amavasya Tithi. There would be birth and death in the Amavasya Tithi. There would be a love marriage in the family. Sun, moon, both of them are together. If you just tell these two things, it will be correct. It will be apt. It would be accurate. One more thing also you add. In this family, there would be food-related occupation. F-O-O-D, food-related occupation. That's it. Simple. See, every class that I'm giving to all of you, I'm keeping in mind that there are students who know nothing at all, and there are students who know so many things or everything for that matter. So the class is given keeping in mind both of you because there's absolutely no scope of being partisan or being partial to anybody here. They should also be satisfied, who? The beginners. You who are attending the class, who know everything, who are attending the higher class also, you should also get something new. Keeping both of you in mind, I am giving you the classes because every time that you spend, it should be rewarding. The moment you feel that, even one thing is not working out, you are welcome to leave. You should not continue. Right? Next, let's move. You have Tulam. You have Tulam. Questions towards the end, Aya? Now you listen. Which is ruled by Shukra. Which is ruled by Shukra. Then Vrishchaka, which is ruled by Mars. Then just keep following. You have Dhanusha, ruled by Guru. Makara, ruled by Saturn. Kumbha, again ruled by Saturn. Again, you have Meena, ruled by Guru. Okay. Now, I want you again to pay attention here. I want you to pay attention here. One of you can raise your hands when I ask you this question. See, here you have the Rashi, which indicates the mother, which indicates the father, right? You have the Rashi, which indicates the mother. Moon is here. You have the Rashi, which indicates the father. Not Rashi exactly. The Graha, which indicates the father, is here. The Graha, which indicates the moon, is here in this Rashi. Now, all of you tell me, is Shani Bhagwan and Guru Bhagwan away from the father and mother or near to the father or mother? Any one of you? Any one of you? Is it away from the father or mother or is it near to the father or mother? One of you?
Away.
It is far away from the
Sir,
father.
opposite.
It is opposite. That is fine. But still, it is away, no ma'am. See, if you look at Guru, how many signs? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 signs is cost. Right? So here, write down, keep this in mind and write down. Guru and Shani indicate Dura Desa. Guru and Shani indicate Dura Desa. See, this is the structure. One basic structure I'm giving you. With this, you should be able to predict tomorrow if somebody is coming to you and asking you, will I travel to a foreign land? Will I travel to a foreign country? Immediately, where should your mind go to? Moon, sun. What did Sir tell us? Guru, Shani, Dura Desa. Why Guru, Shani, Dura Desa? It is away from Simha. It is away from Kataka. So it indicates distant land, distant travel. Okay. So please learn, please keep writing, because as you keep going forward, session after session, each session would be action-packed by itself, right? And I would also share you so many generic things which will be actually very, very useful. And remember, this is a free class, so make the best use of it. Again, let's again cast a Rashi chart. Can all of you cast a Rashi chart? Now, here, remember, we have Mesha Rashi here. In Mesha Rashi, you're going to write, let me just make it bigger for you. You're going to write fire. In Mesha Rashi, right? Fire. See how all they have come up with. What and all they have considered while coming up with the Rashi, with the Rashi Chakra, with which you're going to actually go about and navigate and predict so many things. Right? So here, Mesha is fire. What does it indicate? In your body, there should be something called as a fire element. Right? There should be something called as the warmth or the fire element for you to live, for you to survive, for that life to be functioning or that life force to be functioning. Okay. Next. If Mesha ruled by Mars is equal to fire, so which Graha indicates fire? Any one of you? One of you, just one. Raise your hands.
Mars.
Mars, very good. Anu ma'am, Sameeraya, go ahead. Mars. Same. Okay. So here, Mesha, Mars, fiery sign. So Mars is equal to fiery sign. Mars is a Graha which indicates a fire element. See here, always keep this in mind and write down Mars, which rules Mesha. Mars as a Graha indicates religion and spirituality. Mars indicates what? It indicates spirituality and religion. How do you remember, sir? You go to the temple. What do? You light a diya. You light a deebam. You light a camphor. Sometimes what people do, especially in the southern part of India, they walk on fire in order to go about and express the zenith of their faith. Only after the Mangala Aarti is done, only after you see the Deepa Aradhana, you return back home. So everywhere there is a fire element involved. So Mars, Mangala Bhagwan is associated with spirituality and religion. Anybody who has Mars in the 5th house, you can write. In the 9th house, right? Or if Mars is aspecting Simha Rashi, right? Or if Mars is strong in the horoscope, without lighting a deebam or diya, they won't be able to pray. They won't be able to sleep also that day. If Mars is strong in the horoscope, they have to light a deebam. They have to light a diya every day. Then only they will get a good sleep. Then only they will feel satisfied. Okay, I've done my spiritual religious duties. This is one part of Mars, when Mars is strong in the horoscope. When Mars is afflicted in the horoscope, then naturally religion, spirituality, there would be a lag, there would be obstruction, there would be hurdles pertaining to one's religious duties, religious customs, spirituality. I'm not able to pray to God, sir. I'm not able to go to the temple. I'm not able to light the deepam or diya for so many days, right? Or there would be some people who would just walk into the temple and just come out immediately. You don't know when they went, when they came out. So quickly they will come out. All of this will be there with people, those who have an afflicted Mars in the horoscope or Mangala in the horoscope. For a few days, few months, they won't be inclined or they won't actually be attached to their religious beliefs, right? So Mars indicates spirituality. Right? See, I'm just teaching you things in a way that you can remember, the way that you can remember in a very, very easy format. See, Ketu also indicates spirituality, but Mars indicates a spirituality of a different kind. So keep this in mind. Next, come to Rishabha, Rishabha Rashi. Right, land. You can also put fire as Agni, land, or earthy, earthy. Right. Jala, Mithuna, Mithuna, which is a airy sign, Vayu. Sorry. Prithvi. Right? And Kadaka, which is a watery sign. This is Jala. Now again, the same order would repeat itself. So you have fire, earthy or land. You have an airy sign. Then you have a watery sign. Again, you have fire. Again, you would have Prithvi Tattva or land or earthy. Then you would have an airy sign. And you would have a watery sign or which indicates Prithvi Tattva. So please write it. So here, now, so you have the earthy signs, you have the fiery signs, you have the airy signs, and you have the signs which indicate the Jala Tattva. Now, here, what are the airy signs? Can anybody tell me? What are the airy signs? Immediately. One person, raise your hands. You have anybody? Mithuna. Go ahead. Samireya, go ahead.
Tula and Kumbha.
Go in the order here. Mithuna, Tulam, and Kumbha. See here, you always need to keep in mind the airy signs or the signs which indicate the Vayu Tattva. They're important. Once a while you will say, right? You would yawn. Or somewhere, let's say somebody is caught in a lift, the elevator, or somebody is just lying there speechless, without breath. All of this is something to do with the airy element or an airy sign afflicted. So it starts from the basic yawn to the level of, getting caught in an elevator, to the level of, being breathless, being just like that. Here, when it comes to the airy signs, you need to remember, or the signs which indicates the Vayu Tattva, you need to keep this in mind, that they won't be able to keep their secrets. Any secrets. Their secrets also, other people's secrets also, they won't be able to maintain secrets. Which means, if you tell them anything, immediately they will have to go and tell. Especially if you tell, you know what, I'm going to tell you something. You tell anybody you want, but you don't tell that person. They will go and tell only that person. That is the way they are, which means they won't be able to keep secrets at all. Why? Because can you contain air easily? No, you cannot contain air easily. So when it comes to the airy signs, they won't be able to keep secrets. There is a famous Tamil movie which is called as Tanga Malai Ragasyam, which is, a person, he has to tell something to somebody. So when there is nobody around, he digs a small pit and he shares something. He tells something to that. That grows as a tree. There's a story like that, which means literally like that. They won't be able to keep anything to themselves, which means secrets won't stay with them. Next, Kadagam. Kadaga. Now this indicates the Jala Tattva. Flowing water, river, places surrounded by water. Here, you need to understand, it is not just water. It is the quality of the water. It is a usable water. It is a water which is quality. It has a quality. So, water, which indicates flowing water, river, lake, water which is usable, the water pipe, all of this comes under Kadagam. Lake, pond, all of this comes under Kadagam. Simha, this is also a fiery sign. Next, Kanya, it is a earthy sign which indicates the Prithvi Tattva. Tula, it is again an airy sign. Vrishchaka, this is also a watery sign. Dhanusha, it is a fiery sign. Makara, it is a sign which indicates a Prithvi Tattva. Only when it comes to Makara, what you can do is, you can write half land, half water. It is half-half. Makara. Right? For people in the northern part of India, it should be easy, which means a crocodile, which lives both in land and water. So, this is a Rashi which indicates what? Both. There is water also, there is land also. So there is also water, there is also land, which means this is a marshy land. This is slightly a wet area. This is the Dhobi area, the place where washermen go about their occupation, which means there is something to do with the containment of water there. Only when there is a containment of water, you would be able to go and wash the clothes. So the place where washermen live, the place where washermen go and do their job, Dhobi Ghat, that is washerman pit. All of this, anything to do with washing, anything to do with laundry services, comes in this area where there is land also, there is water also. Marshy soil, swamps, all of this comes under Makaram. Right? So this is one. Which is Makara? Makara is the 10th. Next is Kumbha, which is also an airy sign. Meena, that is what? That is also a watery sign, but this indicates the sea. Now, come back to Vrishchika here. This is also a watery sign. But here, this is a watery sign which indicates a water which cannot be used. So in your body, there would be something to do with the pus formation. Okay? There would be something to do with a wound which is unhealing. There would be something to do with, water which accumulates in one part of the body. This is Vrishchika, which means what? This is a water which is bad water. This is a water which is a sewerage. This is a water which is infested by worms and insects. This water is still, that is Vrishchika. So see, water itself, how it has been segregated one by one. Now, what is the purpose of this? Immediately your mind should go to, if a person is going to have a yoga or a luck pertaining to a land, then immediately your mind should go to which Rashi? It should go to Rishabha, it should go to Kanni, it should go to Makara. Right? Again, which are the Sarpa Grahas here? It is Rahu, Ketu. Now, where does a Sarpa go about and construct the snake pit? In actuality, a snake does not actually go about and make its own snake pit. It just goes to a place which is built by termites or built by somebody else, and it makes its haven there. So, nonetheless, where would you find earth pit? Will you find earth pit in the water? Will you find the snake pit, in the water, in the air, in the land? Where will you find? Where will you find?
Land.
You will find it in the land. So here, the reason I'm telling you that is, you should understand this here very, very much here. Why? Because when we are referring to a snake pit, in Tamil, the word that is used is Pambu Putru. That is the snake pit, or the anthill, or the termite mound, right? Where the snake basically resides. It's called as Pambu. Pambu means Sarpa. Putru. Putru means the place or the pit where it is. Which means Putru is also referred to as Putranoi, which means cancer. So this should be very, very well understood here. When you have a Sarpa Graha in what? In an earthy sign, immediately it should also give you the idea that, you know what? This also means that, you know what? It should be a link for you to understand that something to do with cancer, something to do with an ailment pertaining to a cancer can crop up. Now, immediately, all of you who have Sarpa Grahas in the earthy signs don't come to a conclusive evidence here. No. What I'm telling is, it should give you a link to understand, because this should be there for something to do with a cancerous growth to happen. So this is also a very, very important way to analyze a horoscope. Now, this is one part of the earthy sign, which I'm telling you using Rahu Ketu or the Sarpa Graha. But there's also another part. What if the earthy signs are good? What if the earthy signs are occupied by good grahas? Then, owing to land, owing to earth, they will be able to go about and get yoga. Do you want to start a quarry? Somebody is running a quarry. Somebody is running a brick and mortar business, or brick making factory. Somebody is into real estate. Somebody finds some treasure under the soil. All of this means goodness owing to land. What about watery signs, sir? Watery signs indicate something to do with what? Something to do with travel. Something to do with gains owing to travels. What about fiery signs? Occupations which involve fire. That will have something to do with the fiery signs, which will be strong. Now, again, I'm just going about and giving you an idea of what was discussed now. We discussed about months. We discussed about the grahas corresponding, or the rashis corresponding to the month. We discussed male, female. We discussed fire, land, water, air. Who rules which sign? All of this is there. In this, what do we have? Let's say, which are the Aries signs? Mithuna, Tula, Kumbham. You should know all this immediately. What are the Aries signs? What are the earthy signs? What are the fiery signs? Immediately it should come. Aries signs, they won't be able to keep secrets. Even for, a few hours, few minutes, few days, if they keep a secret with them, it would just be like, their stomach is literally going to burst out. They have to share with somebody. Otherwise, they will have some low BP, high BP. They would have to literally go and tell, you know what this person told about you. You know what that person told about you. That will be there. Does it mean they're bad people? No, not at all. It just means that they are simple, innocent, naive people, right? They are people who are innocent at heart. They don't even know that because of just telling this thing to the other person, they won't even know the kind of problems that could come. So you should be very, very careful while sharing something with them, because they won't know how to handle it, right? So it is not that they are bad people. It is just that is their nature. That is their guna, wherein they don't even understand. They are so simple in nature that they don't understand that, you know what, telling this can create so much of problem or so much of unease in the other person's life or amongst two people, right? At the same time, when we come to the Aries signs, they are also the people who can contemplate a lot. They are also the people who get the gift from the Prabanja or the cosmos, which means gift of knowledge, gift of intelligence. Intelligence of what? Amanusha. Different things. When it comes to the practical things of life, they may miss out on certain things. But suddenly, deep insights, deep foresights. Why? Because everything is in the air. That's what they say, right? That will come to them. Now, if the Aries signs are afflicted, if the Aries sign, which means one of them, if it is afflicted, then they will have a dish in the house, and the dish won't be, dish means what? Not the eating dish, the dish antenna, Tata Sky, Dish TV. One dish will be there in the house. The dish won't be recharged. It will be lying there, just like that. It will be recharged for months and months together. The tower, the signal in the house, in their house, won't be working. When the Aries sign, one sign itself, is afflicted, let's say in one of the Aries signs there is a Shani. In their house only signal won't be coming. In their room only signal won't be coming. They wouldn't have recharged their dish, right, for a long time. Why? Because the Aries signs, it indicates the wave signals. It indicates the frequency or the air waves. See, in those days, you had the transistors, you had the radio. It was not a radio which is automatic, like, you know, it could just go and scan by itself on the radio station and play for you. You had to manually go about and set the frequency. So Aries sign afflicted, they would have this transistor, the radio. They would have to keep turning the knob here. Still, they won't be getting the signal, right? The person really next to them, right in front of them, they will also be having the same transistor and they will get the signal. Similarly, in those days, the time when there was just Doordarshan in India. So you had the antenna that you had to fit on top of the house. So they would keep turning the antenna here. The signal won't be coming. Basically, problem pertaining to signal. They won't get the signal. Okay? That is pertaining to what? Aries sign. So here you have the fire, water, land, air. So much is there. So let's say the watery sign is afflicted. One of the watery sign is afflicted. Then immediately it means water-related ailment. They should be careful pertaining to water. Dangers associated with water. Cold, cough, all of that will come. Wheezing will come. Should be careful. This is how you should be able to take one thing after the other. And this is how you use it in predictive astrology. But the basic is very, very, very important. Now, all of you draw or cast another Rashi. Here. Now we discussed about fire, land, air, and water. Now, that could be a question that within these Rashis, you have the nakshatras. And we haven't really discussed about the nakshatras. But your question can be, shouldn't these nakshatra also have something to do with fire, land, air, and water? So write down Write down. For nakshatras, for each nakshatra, the first padha or padam of the nakshatra represents fire. It's the same order basically. The second padam of the nakshatra indicates land. The third padha or padam or the charana of the nakshatra indicates air. The fourth padam or the padha or the charana of the nakshatra indicates water. Right. It's very, very, very important. Whatever the nakshatra may be, this is very important when it comes to prediction. Whatever the nakshatra may be, the first indicates what? The Agni Tattva. The second indicates what? The Prithvi Tattva. The third indicates what? The Vayu Tattva. The fourth indicates what? It indicates the Jala Tattva. Now, how do we get the proof of it? As I always tell you all, the proof, everything is hidden in the Rashi Chakra itself. The proof of it is in the divisional charts. So let's say you have a graha in a particular padha, padam, charana in the Rashi Chakra, which indicates an element. That graha will be in that Rashi in the Navamsha. Right now, that graha will be in the Rashi in the Navamsha. Let me give you an example. Now, you all can check for yourself in your horoscope. That's a way of ascertaining your horoscope. Let's say for somebody, Sun, okay, is in Vrishabha Rashi. Okay. And in Vrishabha Rashi, he is in Rohini Nakshatra. Third Padha. Right. In the Navamsa, third Padha, very Sun. This Sun in Mithuna, Aries Sun. This is how it will. So write down first Padha, Padam, Charana, Agni, second, Prithvi, third, Vayu, fourth, Jala. That is why in those days, if you had to go to an astrologer, right, they would look into your horoscope and say, you're going through a dasha, or the graha is in the third padha in your horoscope. So during this dasha, you will have problems pertaining to air. You will have an airborne ailment, gas trouble, be careful. Okay, this graha is in the second padha, padam. So you can buy land, you can buy property, you will get a vacant plot, buy it. Or be careful pertaining to land, be careful pertaining to your property. How is it, all of you? How is it? How is it? How is it? This is the way predictions are made.
Very nice, sir.
It will be so beautiful to make predictions. There are so many hidden secrets like that. So here, the effort that is being made here is to make sure that you're able to easily predict. The effort that I'm taking here is you should get all the stuff. At the same time, it should be easy. At the same time, it should also be registered in your mind. So this is the secret or the simple tool of using nakshatra for the prediction. So if somebody is getting into something to do with engineering, heavy engineering, something to do with fire related work, then immediately what would you look into? You would look into what? Whether something is there in what? The first padha. Somebody wants to do or get into land business. See how a graha is, or if at all a graha is in the second padha, or the corresponding graha is in the second padha. Right? Now, draw. Cast another Rashi Chakra. Cast another Rashi Chakra. Mesha Rashi, let me just make it bigger for you. Put it as Sharam. Sharam. Rishabha Rashi, put it as Stiram or Stir. Mithuna Rashi, put it as Ubayam or Ubaya. For people who follow English, you can put it as movable, fix it, do it. So you have Sharam, Stiram, Ubaya. Now this would alternate itself, right? You have, again, you would have Sharam, Stiram, Ubayam, Sharam, Stiram, Ubayam. Again, Sharam, Stiram, Ubayam. All of you written down? All of you, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
want you
Yes,
to
sir.
pay attention here. Why? Because I'm going to be discussing so much based on this, right? The students who are following know that. See here, you need to keep this in mind. It's not just about learning, it's about using a lot of things. And there's so much to be learned here. And please make sure that you follow the classes with all your attention here. Why? Because here, it is just to make sure that all of you attend classes, that everything is given free of cost for you. So here, what are the Shara Rashis? Can anybody tell? One of you, just one of you raise your hands. PAX 1013, go ahead.
It is Mesha Rashi, Karak Rashi, Tula Rashi, and Makar Rashi.
Very good.
Chara.
Very, very, very good. So you have Chara Rashi, yeah, Chara for people in the northern part of India. Movable sign here. So now here, there is so much that can come out of all of this. Let us say somebody has a Shara Lagnam, or somebody has a Shara Rashi. If you see something to do with Saraswati, Saravana, Sarat, Sarat Kumar, Saroja, Sara, all these names, there will be grahas in the Shara Rashis for them. The moment you see grahas in the Shara Rashis, you can predict that, yes, there is something to do with, you know what? There is something to do with these names, because there itself, it is there. Charan, Charan, that will also be there. Right? So here you need to keep this. The simple thing can actually go about and create a remarkable amount of difference when it comes to the prediction. Mithuna, Kanya, Dhanusha, Meena. Right? The four corners, they become the Ubaya Rashi, which is the house ruled by Mercury, the house ruled by Guru. Here, if you look at people, those who have Ubaya Rashi, Ubaya Lagna, see, there would be a quality associated with each of them. I will tell you that. See, if you have a Ubaya Lagna or a Ubaya Rashi, Ubayam in Tamil also means courtesy. So whenever they are gifting something, usually when you go to let's say you go to a temple and you want to gift something to a temple, you would say gifted by, that's all. They would put Ubayam or courtesy so and so. Without that, they won't be able to give. They will put courtesy, Ubayam, Mr. Kumar, son of this person, grandfather of this person. They will put all that in one tube light that they are going to give to the temple. When you switch on the tube light won't be giving light. Why? Because all over they would have put the name. This is a certain quality of Ubaya Rashi. Okay. Let's start with the Shara Rashi. What does Shara mean or Chara mean? It means something which is moving something which has speed, the Rashi which has speed, the Rashi which is energetic. So if somebody wants to get into travel, work in something pertaining to travel, work in an airport, work in something to do with transport, get into something to do with marketing, then where should a graha be? It should be in the movable sign or Shara Rashi. Again, in those days, they used to say that when there is a graha in Shara Rashi, then this person is of a good quality. Whenever you find a person who has a Shara Lagnam or a Shara Rashi, you can trust that person. You can believe that person. There would be a certain quality. The fact that, you know what, you won't get duped, that much guarantee is there, which means there is a certain quality associated with people who have Shara Rashi. Okay. Next is Tiram, which is fixed. Professions, occupations where you sit and work. You don't move. That is Stiram. It is there. It doesn't move. Ubayam or Ubaya Rashi. It is a mixture of both. It is a mixture of both, which means, let's say in the police department, what do? Sometimes they will go for rounds. Then remaining time, they will be sitting in the police station. Again, in marketing job also, what is there? In marketing job also, they will travel. Then for some time, many of the time, they will be waiting for hours and hours in the doctor's reception. So this is also Ubayam. So sitting for some time, and at the same time, what? At the same time, you are also moving around. Let's say a bus conductor is moving around in the bus, and after some time, he sits. So there is a mixture of both. Okay. So here, this is Sharam, Stiram, Ubaya. Now, here, there's also a very important thing that you need to understand while predicting. Remember, I told you, Sharam is movable. Sharam is moving, its speed. So when a graha is operating in a Shara Rashi, how will the dasha be of that graha? Will it be slow or will it be fast? Will things work fast or will things be slow? Will things be slow or will things be fast? It will be fast. It will be speed. If a graha is in a Stira Rashi and if the dasha of that graha is operating, then how will it be? It will be slow. It will be slow and steady. If a graha is in a Ubaya Rashi and you're going through the dasha of that graha, now how will it be? So for 10 days, business is going in full swing. Full speed it is going. For 10 days, it is dull. Again, for 10 days, it is picking up. That means something to do with Ubayam is associated. It is both of them, right? Which means if somebody says, you know, wherever I go, just based on the way a person talks itself, you should be able to come to a conclusion which Rashi is operating in this person's life. If somebody is saying that, you know what, I will go, wherever I go, I will come back to this place. That means what? There is something to do with Ubayam. There is something to do with what? There is something to do with dual sign functioning there, which means what? I'm going, and at the same time, I'm going to come back. That means what? There is something to do with Ubayam. Let us say somebody is telling you that, you know what? Most likely, I don't like to do this travel. I don't want to travel itself. I'll just be where I am. Even if I go somewhere, no, minimum I will stay there for 5, 6, 7, 8 days. What does it mean? It means it is stiram. It is fixed. Which means I will be here. Even if I go and relocate somewhere, be somewhere, I will be there also for a prolonged duration of time. So now you should understand, when you are inviting somebody who has a Stira Lagna or a Stira Rashi for a wedding, for a festival, for an important event, will they be in your house for some time or will they continue their stay for a long time? They will continue their stay for a long time. They will come first they will go last. Tomorrow, the last bus, the last train I will catch and go after this function. That means what? Stiram. I will sleep tonight. No, 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 no. Marriage is over. That is fine. Tonight I will sleep. Tomorrow I'll get up. I will have breakfast, lunch, dinner. After that last train, I will go back. That is Stiram. This is the way you actually need to see. Shararash, Sharam. What will happen? Gun on time, they will come. For what? The function. Attend the function. As soon as the function is over, they will leave. It's movable. What about Ubhayam? They will come. Suddenly they will disappear somewhere. Again they will reappear, which means that same function, they will enter that same function, that same reception 3-4 times. Where is he? He just came now. 5 minutes back I saw him. No, I don't know where he went. Again, after 10 minutes he will be back. So that repetition will be there with what? The Ubhaya Rashi. So if you go to a cloth store or a cloth shop, let's say somebody has a Sthira Lagna. What will happen if it is a boy or a girl, irrespective of the gender? Will they come fast or will they take time? They will take time. If it is a Ubhaya Lagnam, Ubhaya Rashi, what will happen? They will take the dress, they will buy the dress, then they will come back again and change the dress. That is how it is. So now you need to keep this in mind when it comes to marriage. Let's say the grahas which indicate marriage, right, is in a Ubhaya Rashi. Immediately it should come to your mind and tell that this person who's just seen you, who's just come and seen you, right, who's come and asked you as a girl or asked you as a boy, as a groom or a bride, they will return back. Don't worry. That is how it should be used when it comes to the predictive process. Not just when it comes to a marriage here. Let's say if it is an ailment, this ailment which has just visited you, which you've just been through, will it come back? Yes, it will come back. So write down Ubhayam, Ubhaya, dual signs. It indicates what? Something which returns, something which repeats twice. That is Ubhayam. Right? That is Ubhayam. Next. So if a graha, which indicates what? Loans, is there, what will happen? Will you take loans again or not? Yes, you will take loan, which means it will make you repeat that work again. So now there is a deep concept here on which grahas should be considered good for Sharam, which grahas should be considered good for Stiram, which grahas should be considered for Ubhayam based on the purpose. See how I've explained everything to you. Most importantly, see how I've made sure that you've understood each and every logic here. So you should know which is the male sign, which is the female sign. Sharam, Stiram, Ubhayam. Fiery, watery, airy signs. All of this is the magic weaved within the Rashi Chakra. And this is something that you should experience, enjoy, and predict, and it will be so beautiful. It will be extremely superb and delighting to predict for others. Here, when it comes to Sthira, the Sthira associated with Vrishchika is considered to be strongest amongst the Sthira Rashi. So if you see people, those who have Vrishchika Lagna, Vrishchika Rashi, they would be the people who would be sticking in an organization for a long time, 10 years, 15 years. I was in this organization, in this company. So this is one part. So in the next session, I would be teaching you about aspects. Then I would also be teaching you about how each graha, how long each graha stays in a particular sign or a Rashi. That will be again a beautiful thing to understand. What I'm teaching you is actually absolute kindergarten or LKG. This is something that you already know, but it is just that the way I'm teaching you. And the 10% of points that I'm adding is of extreme amount of value. And this is something that you should make use of. But what is more important here is everybody can come, anybody can come. All of you should encourage your family and your friends, if at all they are interested to come. It's absolutely free of cost. The reason is you should attend classes. If you don't attend classes, then for each video, for each session, you need to pay a 200 rupees. The idea here is to make sure that you attend the classes. The idea here is not to actually get you to pay some money. So only when I tell you this, you will attend the classes. So there'll be so many more things to come. Like, for example, the symbols associated with each Rashi, and that would be of extreme importance. Like, for example, you can write down the fifth house in the horoscope is considered as the Putrasthana. You can write down. Now, which is the fifth sign that we discussed as per the Rashi Chakra? Which is the fifth sign? It is Simha. So write down. For those who want promotion, for those who want their children to develop, for those who want their children to develop, for those who want a promotion, for those who want an improvement in their finances. You can, those who want only, those who don't want, you don't. Those who want promotion, those who want development of children, those who want something to do with what? Development of finances. Performing Surya Namaskaram and seeing a lion, live lion, seeing a live lion, living lion, alive, will give them all of this. Keep doing Surya Namaskaram regularly. Where do you see a living live lion? Obviously, go to the nearest zoo and see. You will get your promotion. You can try it. Children will improve, and there would be improvement of finances. Remember what I told you? Everything has a significance. Why did they keep those zoos? Why did they keep those places in these big cities? It was for a reason, right? So, whether knowingly or unknowingly, astrology is deeply ingrained, integrated, inculcated upon in each and every act. Even if you do achu, there is an astrology, right? So what is it? Performing Surya Namaskaram regularly. Don't tell me, sir, I saw Singham 2, Singham 1. I'm waiting for Singham 3. I'm not referring to the movie Singham. I'm referring to the real Singham, which is in the zoo, not in the movie theater. Right? So see, in the government insignia itself, in the government of India, the insignia itself, what do you have? You have the lion. So there is a commonness. There is a parallels between you and an animal, or us and an animal. Again, each nakshatra, so much of things that I can go on sharing. Each nakshatra has a tree. There is a significance of the tree. Like, for example, Ashwini Nakshatra, it is associated, the tree associated with Ashwini Nakshatra is the Yettimaram. Yettimaram is called as the strychnine tree. Why was the tree given, why was Yettimaram or the strychnine tree given to Ashwini Nakshatra? Because it has medicinal properties. So that itself should give you that conclusion. Ashwini, those who are born in Ashwini Nakshatra, they will have qualities, attributes of, or some knowledge about medicine. So for each and everything like that, there is a meaning. For each and everything like that, there is a significance. And there's a lot of things that I can keep sharing. There's no end to the sharing, but it should be of use to you. As I tell, I'm here to serve you. I'm here to teach you, but I cannot keep coming after you. Every session is a test for me as a teacher, not you as a student. If you find that there is something useful, stick on, learn. Even if you find one session is not useful, I'm not for you, you need to move away somewhere else. That's what I tell to all my students who are also traveling with me. So the same applies here. But make use of this golden opportunity and make use of all that is coming to you, and may you all succeed in life. So next session, we will discuss in detail about aspects. Sun aspecting Venus, Moon aspecting Mars, Mercury aspecting Jupiter, me aspecting you aspecting me, all of that will come. With this, we have come to and then we will go to GOCHARA and all of that. So all of this will come with this. We have come to the end of today's session. Meet you all next month. Yes, if you do have any questions, go ahead. PX 98.
Vanakkam ayya.
Vanakkam ayya.
Yeah, this Surya Namaskar and visiting zoo, this is anybody can do, yeah? Any lagna?
Anybody, any lagna can do.
Okay, yeah.
Anybody can do.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you. PX 109.
Yeah, sir, you mentioned about RBI in their logo, they have one tiger and one palm tree. So, any reason, sir?
It will come later on again.
Okay, okay, fine.
As of now, contemplate. Why? Keep asking yourself. Why? Do research. I put the fire now here. Now you should think. I'll tell you, but think. Yes.
Okay.
Giba, BG1.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Any number of Surya Namaskars could be performed?
Yes, ma'am. See, Surya Namaskara with the mantra. If you follow the mantra, 1-1-1-1 set you can follow with each mantra.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Or if you cannot, just follow. At least do it as an exercise. Visit the nearest zoo, say hi to the lion, come back. Promotion.
Okay, sir.
Sir, if a person has got Ubaya Lagna on Stellar Rasi, what will be the...
Yeah, Ubaya Lagna, Ubaya Rashi. Keep it there. Keep it simple. Right? Don't go to advanced level now. That I'm anyways teaching you, know. This Bhava Lord there, that Bhava Lord there. What does it mean? All of that is there. First you see the biggest criminal act that you can do in astrology is go advanced. Astrology should be slow and steady. Slow and steady. That's the way you should become an astrologer. Anybody who's fast, quick, khatam, over, what is it? Ho gaya. Nothing. Speed is not good in astrology. Slowly, steadily you go till you reach your 100 years, you will be an astrologer. If you go speed to the advanced itself, you will throw all your books. Right? So this much is enough. With this you predict, with this you will get answers. Anybody, any questions? Anybody, any questions? So thank you all for your time. Wishing you all the goodness and more. And we will meet in the next session. We will meet next month. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Okay,
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
Thanks a lot, sir. Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good